I'm not going out in the world to sell you something because I need it.
Yeah.
I'm coming out into the world and offering you something because you could use it and it's really going to help you.
Yeah. And then further to that, I'm grateful for the opportunity to help you with
Absolutely.
that thing. Because
Hey guys, I'm Pernell. That's Devin. We are Seven Tree Media.
we're here to talk to you about the habits that help you with your process.
My process, the habits that help me in my process. Number one, and this is going to be the next things I say out of my mouth are the most important things ever in this company, for me personally,
Okay.
because I believe this is completely subjective.
Yes.
Number one, get enough sleep.
Yeah.
It's fundamentally important to me, and I just started realizing this, to get 7 hours of sleep a night. At least 7 hours for me. 8 hours is perfect. Some people go on 6, people go on 5. I can do 8 really, really well. I work off 6 extremely well, but 8 is like my comfort zone.
There's studies that actually have shown that if you are a highly functioning person and you only have 4 hours or 5 hours of sleep, you may think you're getting a lot done. But the amount of time that you're actually focused on the tasks that you're supposed to be doing throughout the day, having a fraction of the sleep that you need, you're not at the level that you should be at. Your output isn't at 100%.
You're taking 4 or 5. Yeah, you're taking 4 or 5 more 15-minute coffee breaks, or writing slower, or typing slower, or speaking slower. Your brain is processing slower. So that's one of the big things I do. Number 2 is I get up and I make the bed.
I love it. I
have a clean room all the time because it's the first thing I see in the morning and the last thing I see before I put my head down. Last thing I want is a cluttered mind. When I see clutter, it instantly goes to my mind, and I don't like that.
Yeah.
So before I go to bed at night, we'll actually do the dishes. I want a clean kitchen in the morning as well. I know it sounds trivial. I know it sounds like nothing. These are some of the most important steps you can take.
There's a deeper underlying thing there that a lot of people don't really focus on, which is to treat yourself as if you were somebody important, because you are
self-love.
Important to yourself.
Right.
So taking care of, cleaning your bed and making.
Did we just get
making your bed?
We just got esoteric, really.
We did, yeah. This kind of got a little bit deep, but the reality is giving a shit about yourself means you take care of yourself, and that means making your bed. And when you make your bed, you show yourself that you care about yourself, and on some deeper intrinsic level, you take the value from that, and it helps you grow as a person. It's
very true. And you know what? Since I have been doing this, like my mouth has always been running wild quite a bit. But people have started to tell me that I'm exuding confidence more. Now, I've always been cocky.
Right.
I've always been cocky. My mouth has always ran. But I was always had almost slouched shoulders. I was doing it as a defense mechanism.
Right.
Now it's I'm being told that, and I think I see it myself. My fiance says it as well, that when I'm doing these things repeatedly over and over, there's this confidence that comes out, and you believe in yourself more. And I think it's very difficult, especially for business guys who are all about money, money, money. How do I make the next sale?
Right.
To think, wait a second, how do I take care of myself to make sure I'm the best person going out to do this for me?
Which is a perfect segue to number 3.
Sure.
Is actually practicing, because it is a practice. Practice patience and self-love. When you actually take the time to meditate, you take the time to exercise, you take the time to eat well. That means packing a lunch or meal prep or whatever it is.
All 3 of them I'm not doing at all right now, by the way.
It's tough, especially in this day and age when window food is so accessible and when it's so easy to grab a bar of something from somewhere and fill that void,
right,
so you're not starving.
But right.
At the end of the day, when you take those steps and you actually, care for your body, building on top of just the sleep alone, but that has to be in its own thing. But building on top of that as a habit, eating well, meditating, taking time to practice your focused attention, those are going to help you 10 times, 10x in anything else that you do, anywhere else that you go with.
And by the way, meditating doesn't mean taking an hour and going, meditating could be literally, I've meditated in 30 seconds.
Yeah.
I just laid on my floor and I closed my eyes and I just cleared everything out for 30 seconds. And I got up and the world was much, much better. You have to realize that your brain is also a muscle.
Yeah.
Right? When you're using it too much, mostly people sitting at 8, 9, 10 hours a day at their computer or not reading books, but watching TV and this and that.
Yeah.
They're not stimulating it.
When your mind is always going, there's no rest and there's no time
Well,
to feel.
this is different than that. If you're not stimulating it with things that you are interested in,
Right.
your brain also turns to mush, right? So you could be stimulated a whole bunch and not give a fuck.
Yeah.
You could be not
The couch potato.
Yeah, you could be a couch potato and be stimulated the whole time, but you're not getting anything done and it's not productive at all, right? So your brain is still going to turn to mush.
Yeah.
And especially if you don't have that time, that reset time. And the best time to do it, I find for me, is first thing in the morning.
Yeah. And beyond that, build on what it is that you have as far as your passions go. So if you don't know, or you can't clearly identify what wakes you up in the morning, what gets you fired up, what gets you passionate, what gets you talking, if you can't identify that, then you need to go out and experience more things, which is a really good part for number 4.
I was about to say, this brings in 4 perfectly. You need to be very well, I don't want to say travel, because travel isn't the best way to go. You have to be very well versed at a bunch of different cultures.
Yeah.
Let's say that.
So go and experience shit. That's number 4.
Right.
Go experience things. Go figure it out. Go see things. Go see how other people interact. Go involve yourself in other communities and see how different it is than the one that you're in. Because if you're trapped in a bubble, then that's as far as your knowledge can go, and that's as far as what your building can take you, is because you're stuck in this zone. But if you learn a little bit more, you expand what your reach could potentially be.
I like to compare that to get out of your own way.
Yeah.
Right? A lot of people are trapped in their own minds because they have limited resources, or they were born in a certain subsect of a city, or a certain section of a city and don't want to travel out, or they're born they were born black and they should have been white. They were born Indian and they should have been Chinese. Whatever it is, right? Everybody has a flaw that they don't like about themselves.
Yeah.
What you'll realize, though, is that flaw that you don't like, there's probably 10 million other people or a culture that enjoys that flaw in you. And that is something that will help you get ahead. So once you come to terms with your own flaws and you have a good conscious effort put onto what your talents are, right?
Yeah.
Forget about the flaw and triple down on your talent.
This is number 5. Focus on and practice intentionally gratitude, being grateful for the opportunities
Jesus Christ,
that you do.
did I just really just fall into all 5 of those?
Oh, that was great.
Yeah, I mean, if you have the attitude of gratitude, I remember hearing Tony Robbins say this back in 1992, I think.
Yeah.
Have an attitude of gratitude, which means I'm not going out in the world to sell you something because I need it.
Yeah.
I'm coming out into the world and offering you something because you could use it and it's really going to help you.
Yeah. And then further to that, I'm grateful for the opportunity to help you with that thing.
Absolutely.
Because look what it provides for me. If I can help you, then it provides a living for me. It means that I can put food on the table.
Yeah.
It means that I can go hang out with friends. It means that I can buy nice things if that should be my passion in life.
Listen, these clients don't owe you shit. They don't owe you anything. The world doesn't owe you anything, right? But if you take all that, whatever it is, and you say it's hate, and you take all that hate and say, you know what? This isn't going to affect me. How can I be grateful that this opportunity has come?
Yeah.
Right? What am I going to do to ensure that what I'm doing will make me be fulfilled?
Yes.
To the next day, right?
If you're not intentionally trying to overcome the adversities that are in your way, then you are intentionally choosing to be stuck. You are choosing to cash out. This is where I'm good at this level. This is where I'm at in all of
If you're not willing to make certain sacrifices, if you're not willing to make certain changes, or if you're unwilling to, or if your family tells you shouldn't, things like this, you're never going to move up. You're never going to be where you want to be. Especially if you have lofty dreams, you have to be able to be fluent, to be able to move around and speak with different people.
It begs you to follow that, because if you don't, look at all the people that suffer because you couldn't help them with what it is that you're helping them with. You have a responsibility. This is an emergency. People need what it is you have. Because what you have, obviously, if what you have is valuable.
This is all based on the contention that everything you have is good.
Everything that you have is intentionally trying to create a positive social change.
Right.
Whatever that may be. So at the end of the day, it's very important for you to be focused on serving people, being grateful for what it is that you're trying to accomplish, and what it is that what doors people open up for you.
Right. And this goes back to episode number 2. We were talking about, doing things for people because you want to and it makes you feel fulfilled.
Yeah.
Right? Not just because it's going to make you some money. Yeah, money's great, but money recycles. If you're in this for money, you're in it for the wrong reasons. And I get laughed at every time I say that. And that's
money
why this
comes
company
and
is so
money
different.
goes. That's the reality of money. Whether you have thousands of dollars on your paycheck or you have hundreds of thousands of dollars on your paycheck, money comes and money goes at any level in the game. So doing it for money is only a byproduct of what the bigger picture thing is, which is serving people and helping people with a purpose.
Yeah.
I think that's a great place to leave that.
Hey man, I'm good with that. I just think, I think it's good. I think it's good. I think it's good. Good job. See you next time.